Good morning, everybody. Jayy here with another War of the Visions video, and today is going to be one of the easier character reviews I've ever done, because the TLDR on this one is Yuna's really good, and if you have her, you should use her. But we are going to talk about her in a little more detail than that. I want to do this character the justice she deserves, give her that full review, so let's get to that right now. Okay, so again, before we get into it, if you need to whale a little more on this game, you want to spend some money, please do use Amazon coins. They will just save you money if you have that available. And if you do want to use Amazon coins, I would really appreciate it if you use my Amazon coin affiliate link down in the description. It just helps the channel out a ton. With that out of the way, let's get to our girl Yuna here. Now, I'm recording this one on my iPad, little new experiment here. So you get a little more of this. But, you know, keep the focus on Yuna. I know it's hard to look away from this, but let's look at my beautiful girl here, Yuna. Now, what you see is her stats. This is 120 Yuna with all jobs max, obviously, and her ability board all the way maxed. What you're looking at here is 3,239 HP. That's lower than like Auronnj and Tidus, right? But she's not trying to get in there and brawl like they are, and that's actually a very respectable amount of HP for a healer, for a dedicated support slash mage, because I don't want to take the mage title off of this girl, because she brings the pain. For someone whose main ability, main use is like sustain, and yeah, she brings the sustain, but she also brings the, I was going to try and make a pun and say like pain, but we'll just go with pain. She hurts people. Her TP at 273, that's really good. That's going to help her get more of those heals off. AP 196, plenty of AP. Her agility at 64, really good for a support ability, for a support unit. She's very fast. In a lot of groups that I build her in, she's pushing 100 agility. Her move and jump is 3 and 1. I don't know that you want it to be more than that on her. You don't really want her overextending forward. And if she kind of takes care of her movement and jump herself anyway, because one of her only like early turn buffs that I like to keep on is her move and jump +1 buff that you'll see in a minute. So move and jump, she's set there. She's a really good unit with move and jump. Magic at 607. Really nice. That's very high. She heals like an angel and hits like a truck. Like, I feels like I'm gushing on this girl a little bit. She's that good. Let's look at her abilities. Let's see what abilities I have set here. Give you kind of a little bit better idea of what you can do. So I'm running Mooncrest, right? That's going to raise her magic and her healing power. She regularly heals for 10k plus. It's actually crazy. I'm also running Savior's Protection. This will give her that magic resist. I've been running her into a lot of magic groups. Now, if you're not planning on running her into magic groups, she does have other really good support abilities. Oath of the Faith right here, activation time down, useful, and you don't have to level it, which is nice. Emerald Echo, if you're doing Green Mage Yuna, you might consider Emerald Echo. It will enhance some of those buffs by 1 turn. Like, you know, when a Green Mage casts Agility up, the buff that raises the stat, this will increase the turn duration on that by 1. Otherwise, I don't really like it. There's Magic up, which again, just more magic. And she has Dark Spirit's Blessing, which raises Spirit and Dark Resist. Also really good. I actually need to finish leveling this to 20. So right now, these are what I'm using. I have her set on Kodadama Wielder subjob. That gives her access to nimble movement. This is a spell that I think is really important for Yuna, because actually something that she struggles with is things to do on an extended map like the previous Guild Wars map or any big range map early, before people are hurt, before she's in range to do damage. So I really like to give her nimble movement. Her AI actually tends to hang back. Like, she'll just stand there and cast spells. So if you can get her to stand there and cast nimble movement while the rest of your group moves forward, if they start taking that damage, this gives her the ability to close that gap a little easier and heal them. I really like this buff. Also, this gives her bursting light. You guys, I've seen this get triple kills. It hits so hard, and it has that really nice AoE that you're seeing on the screen. Love that ability. Spirit Breaking Pain, also a good ability. You know, medium damage and might stun. Stuns are always cool, and it has a good bit of range. And Unavoidable Pain, or Unevadable Pain, is a 100% hit ability. An additional 100% hit ability, because you'll see her Limit Break, also a 100% hit attack. For her main job, these are all good. Prey, big AoE heal centered on her. Sonic Wings, more damage. Re-raise, one of the cores of her kit. Something you're going to notice about Yuna is it's really difficult and frustrating to kill a Yuna team. She puts re-raise on somebody else. Maybe they're also running like Zombie Ryu's TMR for another re-raise. She has access to full life if you take her to 120. It's nuts. It's nuts. Re-raise is such a good ability, and she casts it. She will cast it on her first turn in almost all situations. She'll either put it on your tank if they have hate, or she'll put it on herself. You just kind of got to figure out which one you want to go with there. Holy, another 100% hit ability. Can't go wrong there. Curaga, obviously big heal, and there's that full life. Her getting access to full life makes this already good unit even better. Highly recommend taking her all the way there. What about the rest of her job? Summoner of Spira. I don't use this one much. I would really only want it for Curata, but she has so many heals built in, I don't really care about that. Green Mage is an interesting one. I've seen some pretty good Green Mage Yunas out there. Like Vitalize, an agility buff. Okay, more agility, never bad. Ruin, non-elemental damage if somebody's running a lot of light resist. Bar Light, a light resist buff. There's a ton of light units in the meta right now, and they're probably not going away for a while. Bar Light is a very good ability for fighting them. Imperil, this will lower all elemental resist. Better for PvE, probably. Yuna, also a great PvE unit. And then Deprotect will lower defense. She doesn't really use that. But Green Mage would be my second favorite sub-job, with Kodadama Wielder being my first. Speaking of her limit break, let's look at that thing real quick. You can see I have it at level 15. Deals large damage in that rectangle-based AoE at good range, and is a guaranteed hit. Oof. Big hurt. This move kicks butt. I love it a lot. So there's her skills and her stats, right? Let's go into some team building with Yuna. Let's see her in action, just wrecking some folks. And then you can kind of see what she looks like. Let's go there now. Okay, so this fight you're about to watch was sent in by Merlo, another content creator, good friend of mine, and he was like, check this out. Now, when he sent this in, I thought he was showing off the power of a fire team here, right? He's got Christmas Mashuri, Rain, and Yuna. I was like, okay, he's just got Yuna in there because she's such a good, like, plug-and-play healer. And I really thought, I was like, okay, he's probably fighting an ice team here, and he's just trying to flex his fire team, kind of show off what they can do. It starts off like that, right? It starts off like he's really just trying to show off the power of fire into Agrius and Auronnj. Now, watch as this plays out and what happens here. You're going to see two Yunas, and you're going to see something kind of crazy. If you were watching on stream when he shared this, you're already going to know, but if you weren't, you're in for a treat. So, first of all, Agrius moves up, confuses Rain. I'm like, okay, no big deal. Mashuri's going to come over here and deal with Auronnj. Notice how Mashuri actually does pretty good damage to Auronnj, and then takes his damage back. It's a good trade for Mashuri, and you kind of see her power right there. There's an Imperil onto Agrius, so it's Green Mage Yuna on Merlo's team. Really cool. And now watch as Mashuri says, Auronnj, you're out of the fight. You might be the 120 new unit, but I'm the old Christmas Mashuri, and I'm a beast. So, impressive by Christmas Mashuri. And this fight's looking really good for Merlo, okay? Agrius grabs some hate, but there's fire people all over the place. Agrius drops to Rain, and you're like, okay. Nice. The fire team is going to beat the ice team. This is easy. Then Yuna brings Agrius back, and you're like, okay, well, that's kind of annoying, and Agrius is hurting some people, but Rain magic reflexes the energy ray. Yuna's healing proc goes off, and she full heals herself. Get used to that. Christmas Mashuri kills another ice unit. I'm like, all right, this fight's over. But notice Aeon Bond, right? The reaction ability on Yuna. And notice how it keeps going off. Over and over. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, it didn't go off this time. But guess what? She has regular cures. There's Curaga. She was almost dead. Now she's back to life. Here comes a big 3-hit attack. Aeon Bond procs, and she's back to full life. Here's a jump. She's almost dead. Aeon Bond procs. She's back to full life. What are we seeing here? Oh, big damage from Imperil. Aeon Bond procs. The other unit's back to full life. There's a prey. Everybody's full life. We got 4 units. They're all full life. Hey, there's Aeon Bond, and a unit's back to full life. Rain's like, hey, let me summon on you. And Yuna's like, ouch, let me kill your Yuna. And then that Yuna's like, I'm going to come back to life. No big deal. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to pray again. And we're all full life. Then Rain slaps Yuna. Yuna procs Aeon Bond, and Yuna's full life. Mashuri's like, I'm going to jump on you again. This almost killed you last time. It almost killed you again, but you're full life. Then there's a Holy, there's another Prey. Everybody's just full life. There's Aeon Bond for like the 47th time. If you have a guess on how this fight ends, you might start getting that guess ready. There's a full life. So, you know, Mashari's back in this thing. Oh, look, there's Aeon Bond. Oh my goodness. Merlot's Yuna is dead. Wait a second here. What's going to happen? There's no way Christmas Mashari and Rain lose 2v1 to this Yuna. Like, surely she won't proc Aeon Bond and Curaga 50,000 times. No, wait a second here. Hold on. What's happening? There's only 9 turns left. This is going to go to turns, isn't it? That's what you'd be trying to convince me of here. Wait, this is going to turns, but it's okay because 2v1, they're going to pick up some crystals and it'll be fine. And the 2 units will, okay, there's a reflex. Like, Merlot's going to win this thing, right? You'd be wrong. Ruin kills Mashari. Aeon Bond procs again. And then Yuna says Ruin on Rain. Auto attack on Rain. Rain picks up a crystal. It's not going to be enough. Turns run out. Yuna 1v3 that Merlot team. So, okay, like, are you sold yet? If you weren't buying into the Yuna hype before you saw that video, I hope you're buying into the Yuna hype now. That was nuts, and that's not the only example of stuff like that happening that I've seen. This unit just has a chance to turn any fight around all by herself. Aeon Bond, which, let's go look at Aeon Bond. Let's read that thing real quick. It is insane. It's insane. It's her reaction ability. You're not going to want to run any of the other ones. Chance of raising own healing power for 3 turns. That's what it regularly does. But when you EX her, it adds this little neat part to the end. And recover own HP small. Now, I don't know about you guys, but a 6,000 plus heal does not feel like a small amount of HP recovery to me. It feels like a lot of HP recovery. But that's where we live. This is the universe that we live in right now. It's Yuna's universe, and we just hanging out. She's summoning space chickens to come down here and shoot lasers at us, and we're just praying that her reaction ability doesn't proc 50,000 times as she one-shots our units. So let's look at some teams, though. If you are one of the blessed people who have Yuna, how can you use her? Well, I suggest using her in any kind of comp you want. Here's the comp that yesterday was sitting at rank 1 in Arena, right? I kind of threw it together. I'm not sure about the vision cards. They kind of swap them in and out, but it's just a Final Fantasy X meme team. You just get them all to 120, run them with Yuna, and these guys bruise it up and she keeps them alive. She's very, very strong with other bruisers. And I feel like we're entering a point in the game right now with 120 units where running a couple bruisers and Yuna is a very viable strategy and one of my favorite strategies. I also really like to run her with a tank. Like, maybe in this group, swap Auronnj or Tidus out for, let's say, you know, maybe drop a Warrior Light in there. And just give this guy, like, say, hey, you don't need a sword, Warrior of Light. I'm going to throw this armlet on you, give you those elemental resists. I'm going to throw some boots on you here, give you some more spirit, and just say, good, you know what, you don't need Odin, we're going to give you some more defense. And you know what, you don't need this card, you got magic resist from that one. Let's go with, I don't know, let's see, let's go down here and let's pick some, oh, here's some more resistances, right? And a single target attack resist. Good luck killing this guy. With Yuna got his back, he's going to be a tough man to kill. You can make very, very hard to kill Guild Wars defenses with squads like this. In fact, this is what I would recommend going with. Some form of this with a tank, Yuna, and a DPS. I think that's your number 1 Guild Wars defense for the foreseeable future. And it's a pretty dang strong offense too. This is going to be a pretty short video, you guys. It's just me gushing over Yuna because there's not a whole lot to say there. Let's skip to the part where I give her some grades and just wrap this video up. Okay, you're going to see a whole lot of green numbers on the screen right here, and that's because Yu does a whole lot of good. So overall, I give her a 96. She is alone in like the double S tier on my tier list. Her damage, 95, it's insanely good. For her AoE, not only does she have a lot of it, she has 100% hit AoE abilities. Get out of town. Her utility, I almost gave her a perfect score out of 100 on utility. The only reason I didn't is because she doesn't have Quicken or something crazy like that. She has re-raise, she has full life, she has all the heals. I gave her a 99. I could probably be talked into giving her 100. Her utility's insane. Movement, hers pretty good. It's not like the ultimate movement. I'm going to give her an 87. You could probably talk me up on that too. Speed, she's pretty dang fast for her role. I give her a 90. She gets an A- there. And durability, you know what? She's also kind of durable. It's her weakest score, but it's by no means like super weak. So I give her an 82 on durability. Overall, best unit in the game, in my opinion. Good for God tier for PvP. Good for PvE. There's a lot of content that you need heals. She has big damage, and there's like content that's weak to light or weak to magic. She would fit those comps just fine. Yeah, easily best unit in the game in my opinion, and if you have a chance to get her, I highly recommend doing it in the last couple weeks of this event. Okay, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Stay tuned for the next video, and I will see y'all then. Later.